My name is Eleanor Vance, and I am a judge. My life is governed by protocol, evidence, and the cold, unyielding clock of the court schedule. That morning, my routine was shattered by the most mundane of catastrophes, a flat tire. I was running late for my first major fraud hearing, an essential case involving the theft of confidential corporate data. I was in a panic. I had no time for mundane maintenance. I saw a man wrestling with his own vehicle nearby, dirty, greasy, clearly a mechanic or a technician. "Young man, please help me change this tire," I commanded. "I'm going to my first hearing. I cannot be late, or the accused will go free." I had no patience for pleasantries. I saw only an obstacle and a solution. He argued that he too had an important commitment, but I cut him off. "Help me, please. I will never forget this." He reluctantly agreed. I drove him directly to the courthouse. "Park the car outside the criminal court building," I instructed. "And remember, I am a judge. Nothing must happen to my car." I tossed him the keys. "Leave them with the guard." I didn't even wait for his reply. I simply strode into the courthouse, already late, already composing my apologies. I completely forgot that man's face the second I walked through those heavy doors. I burst into the courtroom. "Good morning. I apologize for the delay." My clerk was frantic. "Where's the accused?" I asked. "He hasn't arrived, Your Honor, nor has he notified the court of his absence." I sighed. "If he doesn't arrive in 10 minutes, we will order his detention. It's obvious he has fled." "The case is yours, Miss Stone." I adjusted my robes. Justice, I thought, always finds a way, even if it must be rigid. But just as I was about to declare the order of detention, the doors swung open. He stumbled in, dirty, late, disheveled. "Good morning. I apologize, Your Honor. I had an unforeseen setback, but I did not wish to be absent." My blood ran cold. The accused was the man who had just changed my tire, Mr. James. The prosecution immediately pounced. "How convenient. He's late. He's filthy. This is a disrespect to the authority. This is not a theater, Your Honor." I slammed my gavel. Silence in the court. "Mr. James, the hearing will proceed. And do not worry. I am sure you had an important reason for your delay. Clean your hands before touching the documents." I was meticulous. Here, every detail is important. He began his defense, acting as his own counsel. "I am innocent, Your Honor." I cut him off sharply. "That's what anyone who flees with a computer full of confidential information says. Silence. I am the only one who decides when to speak here." His defense was weak. He claimed he had fixed the computer and left it for it to disappear later. Miss Diana Stone, the corporate representative, was merciless. "Your Honor, the audit report is clear. The equipment disappeared while it was under his custody. We request direct responsibility for the loss of the equipment and the payment of nearly $40,000 for damages and necessary insurance reports." The moment was critical. Mr. James was cornered. I asked the necessary question. "Mr. James, I will give you a chance to present all elements that support your version. Do you have anything further to contribute today?" He hesitated, looking desperate. "Yes, Your Honor. I have a video of Miss Stone entering the office at night and leaving with the computer." I felt a jolt. A video? I demanded to see it. "And where is this video, Mr. James?" He searched his pockets frantically, his face pale. "It must have fallen out when I was changing a tire. I had the video on a flash drive." The courtroom erupted. Miss Stone and her lawyer looked smug. "Your Honor, we are losing time. The company remains at risk. He is manipulating the court." I knew the law. I had to dismiss the case or detain him. But something in the utter, pathetic honesty of his desperation made me pause. I saw the arrogance of the corporation and the desperation of the little man. Given that the accused claims to possess a key piece of evidence that is apparently not in his possession,
This court will take a 30-minute recess, I announced. Miss Stone and her lawyer protested furiously. The accused might flee, they shouted. If the accused does not return within the established period, I stated, my voice cold, this court will interpret his absence under the full framework of the law. Session adjourned. My assistant leaned over. Your Honor, do you really believe he's innocent? I avoided the question. Justice works with evidence, not with assumptions. But in my heart, I felt a flicker of hope. I needed that video. I needed the powerful to be wrong. I later learned what the conspirators discussed. Miss Stone and her lawyer were panicked. If he finds that video, we're ruined. They admitted the theft was to collect the insurance. They confirmed their plan. If he returned, they would discredit the video. If he didn't, they would collect the insurance immediately. They were planning to defraud the system I was sworn to protect. The clock ticked. 25 minutes passed. I returned to the bench. I was about to order the detention when the doors flew open. It was Mr. James. He was dirty, sweaty, but triumphant. I am here, Your Honor. I found the evidence. Miss Stone's objection was instant and frantic. It's fabricated. He audited it on the way here. I slammed the gavel down. Silence. This tribunal will evaluate the veracity of the content, not your assumptions. I ordered my clerk to prepare the video. The video was played under judicial supervision. It clearly showed Miss Stone entering the office after hours and leaving with the computer. The silence in the courtroom was absolute. Miss Stone weakly claimed she had permission and was reviewing reports. I looked at the corporate lawyer. Mr. Mendoza, you stated the equipment disappeared after being handed to the technician, but the video clearly shows your client leaving with it. This directly contradicts the original audit report you submitted to the court. The entire conspiracy unraveled instantly. Not only is the initial claim nullified, but the court will open a new line of investigation for possible perjury and manipulation of evidence. The conspirators tried one final desperate maneuver. They offered to settle, claiming they were just trying to make things right. Mr. James, aware of their desperation, played along, pretending to accept their deal. He allowed them to confess their entire insurance fraud plot, the whole illegal bargain, to him, which he then secretly recorded on a second device. He walked back into the courtroom and exposed the entire scheme. "This is false, Your Honor," Mr. Mendoza screamed. But Mr. James was ready. "It is not. I recorded the whole conversation. They offered me a deal, plead guilty, and they would drop the charges after collecting the insurance. The computer never disappeared. The plan was to blame me and collect the indemnity." I looked at the corporate conspirators. My gavel descended with finality. This tribunal has been witness to a blatant attempt to corrupt the judicial system. Secretary, notify the district attorney immediately. Order detention for Miss Stone and her lawyer, Paul Mendoza. Mr. James, innocent of all charges, was free. He looked at me, a profound gratitude in his eyes. "Thank you for believing in me, Your Honor." I nodded, allowing a fraction of warmth into my voice. "It was not blind faith, Mr. James. It was evidence, but I am pleased not to have been mistaken about you." I left the courtroom that evening, the weight of a successful, ethical hearing settling over me. The justice system, flawed as it is, had worked. Later, I was making my way to my car. He was there. Mr. James. "Hello, Your Honor. I was just passing by. I was wondering if you might need a mechanic." I laughed, a genuine surprised sound. "Everything is fine now, Mr. James. Thank you." "I changed your tire," he reminded me, the shared secret of our initial unprofessional encounter hanging between us. "I believe you owe me a favor. I'd like to invite you out." The audacity was shocking. He was dirty, a mechanic, and I was a judge. But he was also the man whose honesty saved my courtroom and my ethics. Because of you, I got a fine for illegal parking, I countered. I suppose I owe you a favor. He pressed me one last time, looking straight into my eyes. Your Honor, tell me the truth. What did your heart say when you first saw me? Guilty or innocent? I looked back at him, acknowledging the unconventional connection that saved the day. Innocent, I confessed. Why? He asked. I don't know, I replied. Those are just things the heart tells you. I had delivered the verdict of the court, but the final verdict, the verdict of my heart, was yet to be decided.